In this video, we will be calculating the correlation coefficient of the following data. So here's a table. There are two variables, x and y, and they're related. So the 4 for x is related to the 5 for y. The question is, how do we calculate the correlation coefficient? The first step is to find the average of both x and y. Find them individually. Now, x is the numbers 4, 1, 1, -4, 5, 5. So what is the average of that list? Well, we add 4, 1, 1, -4, plus 5, plus 5. And how many numbers are in that list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we divide by 6. Use the calculator. We have 4 plus 1 plus 1 minus 4 plus 5 plus 5 divided by 6 is 2. So this tells us that the average of x is 2. Let's do y in green. The list was 5, 7, 7, -2, 5, 2. Once again, there are 6 numbers in that list. Plug that into the calculator. 5 plus 7 plus 7 minus 2 plus 5 plus 2 equals 24. Divide by 6 equals 4. So that tells us the average of y is 4. Step 2, we want to find the standard deviation of both x and y. Let's start with the standard deviation of x. The list, once again, was 4, 1, 1, -4, positive 5, 5. So first we find the deviations. The average of x was 2. So we subtract 2 from each number in the list, and we get 2, -1, -1, -6, 3, 3. Then we square. So let me write this as deviations. Square. We get 4, 1, 1, 36, 9, 9. Find the average. So 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 36 plus 9 plus 9 equals 60. Divided by 6 is 10. Then we take the root. That's the square root of 10. If you want to plug that in your calculator, that's perfectly fine, but I'm going to leave it as the square root of 10. So the standard deviation of x is the square root of 10. Let's do the same thing for y, and once again, let's have y be green. The average of y, we calculate above, is 4. The list is 5, 7, 7, -2, 5, 2. You do not need to copy the list over. This is just for convenience. We want to find the deviation. So we subtract 4 from each number in the list, and we get 1, 3, 3, -6, 1, -2. Then we square each number in the list to get 1, 9, 9, 36, 1, 4. Then we want to find the average. Use the calculator. Of 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 36 plus 1 plus 4. That's 60. Divide that by 6. and we get 10. Take the root, we get the square root of 10. So it turns out in this case, this isn't normal, but in this case the standard deviations of x and y are the same. So let's summarize the data up at the table. We had the average of x was 2, the standard deviation of x is root 10. We had the average of y is 4, the standard deviation of y is the square root of 10. Now I'm going to create new columns. This will be the standard units of x. The next column will be the standard units of y, and in the last column will be the product of the previous two columns. Please see the normal approximation video to review how to calculate the standard units. What we do is we take the number, like 4, subtract the average, and divide by the standard deviation. So 4 in standard units is 2 over the square root of 10. 1 in standard units is minus 1 over root 10. The other one in standard units is also minus 1 over root 10. Minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6 over root 10. 5 minus 2 is 3 over root 10. And then the other 5 will also be 3 over root 10. Now we do the same thing for y. In this case, the average of y is 4. So we do 5 minus 4 is 1 divided by root 10. Now we look at the 7 here. 7 minus 4 is 3 over root 10. Once again, we have another 7, so it's 3 over root 10. Then negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6 over root 10. 5 minus 4 is 1 over root 10. And 2 minus 4 is negative 2 over root 10. Be very careful with these. You want to make sure that you keep track of the negative signs, because they will affect your answer by quite a bit if you lose them. Then we find the product of the standard units by multiplying across. So this gets multiplied by this. So the product means multiply. When we multiply, we get 2 over 10. Now we look at the next row. Negative 1 times 3 over root 10 times root 10 is negative 3 over 10. Here we have negative 1 over 3 root 10, and once again that will be negative 3 over 10. Here we have negative 6 over root 10 times negative 6 over root 10. That is positive 36 over 10. Then we have 3 over root 10 times 1 over root 10. That's 3 over 10. 3 over root 10 times negative 2 over root 10 is negative 6 over 10. Then we're going to take this list, the list from the product column, add them all up and divide by 6. That will give us the average. The average of this column is the correlation coefficient. So to add the fractions, because they are all over 10, we can simply add the numerators. We have 2 plus, or rather I'd say negative 3. Let me try this again. 2 minus 3 minus 3 plus 36 plus 3 minus 6 is 29. So the total of this column is 29 over 10, and then we want to divide by 6. So R is equal to 29 over 10 divided by 6, which is 29 over 60. And if we use the calculator, 29 divided by 60 equals 0.483. So R is equal to about 0.483. And that's how you calculate the correlation coefficient.